Yo, what up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego. We working. Listen, this stream, at least at the beginning, all business. I'm not playing no games. You see, they coming in. They coming in trying to hate. I got you. And I told you guys, be ready. You know, the thing is this. New media is here, right? And when I put out a video, I'm gonna make it my business, you know, if at all possible. And I start seeing the reaction and motherfuckers is hating, then I'm gonna jump on this live and we gonna see what's what and we gonna see who makes the most sense logically. You know, you can dislike. See that? Look at Luffy said 9 dislikes already. That's what I'm saying. That's good. Keep it coming. But I hope 9 people show up. You know, I hope 9 people show up. I ain't even said a word and there's 9 dislikes. So I hope 9 people show up for this hot seat. At the end of the day, we gonna see what's what. If I'm crazy, then you gonna have to prove that to me. You know, if I'm not making sense, you're gonna have to prove that to me. So great, 9, 10, 11, 30 likes or dislikes, 100 dislikes, it don't matter. I hope 100 people show up. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not even playing. I'm not even ego right now. This is Ego Valley. You getting that real shit. So, you know, Ego's Army, smash the like button. We can't let the haters have their way. But, you know, this is what happens. Anytime it's a fighter, you know, especially their blue eyes and complexion for the protection. If you say anything, no matter how supported it is, no matter if it makes sense, without, like, listen, this is how I know what I'm doing, like Tupac said, because what I'm doing, I know what I'm doing. I'm destroying them. I'm destroying them. I'm destroying the man fans. New media, this is how I know. I just put out a 15-minute video on the same very subject that you see right here. Over 15 minutes. In the first 30 seconds, there were like 7 dislikes. You didn't even watch the video. So what did you dislike? That goes to show me, that's like me walking into court as a juror and I'm like, guilty. Like I'm walking to the, you know, to the jury section, the jury box, and I'm like, guilty. I ain't even heard the case. I ain't heard no evidence, testimony. I just guilty. So now, like I said, I hope they show up. Like I said, this is what we do. I've perfected this game. I've been at it. I know, you know, there's no skin off my back. But like I said, come with it because we coming. I'm not playing no games. Shooters be ready. It's going to be that type of episode. I could already tell you. You know, we'll see who's making sense. Like I said, today I got time, cuz. Listen. Now, this all started because Lomachenko just fought. My opinion, and I think a lot of people feel the same way, it wasn't Lomachenko's best work. He didn't look as spectacular in the Matrix and stuff. He had a very good round 11. He's still unified and he still got the job done. You know, it's up for discussion why he looked the way he looked. You know, some people say long layoff, the shoulder, this, that, and the third. You know, but bottom line, he won. I've already congratulated him. I've already said good job. You know, Lomachenko is a good fighter. They don't just hand out gold medals. However, the vehicle behind him have compared him to Muhammad Ali, said he could possibly beat Pretty Boy Floyd, you know, arguably Floyd's best offensive divisions, right? People have made statements that he could beat Tommy Hearns and Pacquiao and Roberto Duran and, you know, Sugar Shane Mosley at his best weight, 135, all right? And it's like if you say anything constructive criticism, they're so offended. They don't even want to hear you out. Now, on Sirius XM Radio, Jerry Cooney, former heavyweight, fought George Foreman. He had Lomachenko as a guest. Lomachenko made a statement, which I'm going to play, and this is what he basically said. I'm going to paraphrase, but then you can hear it from the horse's mouth. He basically started making excuses as to why and said, he said, you can't compare my performance with Jose Pedraza versus Gervonta Tank Davis. And then he says, the reason being is this, this, and this. So basically what he was saying is you can't compare to Tank's performance because it was at 130. My fight was at 135, you know, and then he kind of alluded to, you know, how easy was it for him to make weight, Pedraza to make weight at 130, like as if he was killing himself to make weight. He also went to say in the Tank Davis fight, Pedraza wasn't focused, but in his fight, he was superbly focused. Hold on. Let me just play the clip so you guys can, I don't even have to paraphrase. I'm going to play the clip for you. Make sure you smash the like button. We can't let these punk ass haters, I told you I'm coming. 2019, get ready. So this is Lomachenko.
That he thinks you're way better than Gervonta Davis. How do you feel about it? Have you guys had conversations before? You and he?
No. But I think we can't compare me Pedraza and Gervonta Davis Pedraza, because it was different weight class. Gervonta Davis fought with him in 130, and nobody knows how can make this weight in Pedraza on 130. And we don't know his physical condition on that fight. We don't know how he is prepared for fight with Gervonta Davis. But as you see, for fight with me, he prepared very good. He was ready. So it was very interesting. Good.
I think if Pedraza trained for Gervonta Davis the way he trained for you, he would have beaten Gervonta Davis.
I think.
Oh yeah.
Because on that fight with me, Pedraza was very focused. All fight. He was very focused. In the fight with Gervonta Davis, he lose physical condition. He lose his breath, and I think he believe in what he can make a strong punch for Gervonta Davis, and he forget about his defense.
Now, you heard it that's from Lomachenko. Shout out to Sirius XM Boxing. I can't ride with this. These excuses are crazy. Once again, they get mad at me for speaking the truth. This is what they do to black fighters. Constantly. You see it time and time again. See, we're going to unpack this together. Ego Valley and y'all. Smash the like button. So, I swear I could have been a lawyer. Break down what Lomachenko just said. He just says, hey, we can't compare my fight with Pedraza versus Gervonta's with Pedraza, because nobody knows how he made weight, if he made weight comfortable. Nobody knows how he trained. That's the end of conversation. If nobody knows, then why are you insinuating that he didn't have a good camp, that he didn't comfortably make the weight? Why are you insinuating that he wasn't focused for the Gervonta Tank Davis, but with your fight, he was laser focused? He was a champion in both divisions. When he fought Gervonta Tank Davis, Jose Pedraza was a champion. When he fought Lomachenko, he was a brand new champion. That was his first title defense. He just beat Ray Beltran. When he fought Gervonta Tank Davis at 130, he was a champion who had defended. So how does he have this exclusive sneak peek to a fight that has nothing to do with his promoter, Top Rank, that happened in 2017 in January? How does he know how Pedraza was training at that particular moment? How do you know that he was super focused because he did that? See, this is a bad look for Lomachenko, because you're admitting what you see. The people got mad at me because I said it wasn't Lomachenko's best work, but he's basically admitting that. He's admitting it, but he's doing it inadvertently. He's doing it in a roundabout way. He's saying he was focused in my fight. That's why my face looked like that. He was focused. How he wasn't focused versus Gervonta Tank Davis? Lomachenko's talking about he was breathing hard. Tank Davis is a naturally strong southpaw with a big punch. Maybe those body shots, maybe his power was why Jose Pedraza was breathing heavy. You can't just, a total different fight that you weren't involved in, had nothing to do with you, just assume that was a washed up or, fucked up version of Pedraza. but you know in your heart that when he fought you, he was super focused. That's very narcissistic. That's a narcissistic comment. That's a really narcissistic comment. That's some Donald Trump shit. You know, notice when something happens, it's never Trump's fault. He never like, damn, okay, I shouldn't have hired this person. It's always, oh, I don't know why they said that. You know, it's always somebody. Forest fires, you know, is nothing he could have did. Is the forest is, you know, it's always somebody. That's passing the buck. You know, that this was offensive that Lomachenko would even say that. You know, you have no bearing, you have no knowledge of what Pedraza could have prepared even better versus Tank Davis. Styles make fights. And then, you know, I could really break this down. I promise you, I'm about to crush these dudes. I'm crushing every man fan. I promise you in this episode. We could put whatever, bet whatever, dog. It's whatever. The other thing is, Jose Pedraza has done more at 130 at the time he fought Tank Davis than he has done at 135. In fact, he just moved up to 135 on the Terrence Crawford versus Jeff Horn card that I was at. So he had that was probably his third fight. And trust me, not only was it his third fight, that was his first real fight with he fought Ray Beltran, but Beltran hasn't really, he just recently became a champion too for a vacant title. So clearly Lomachenko was the best name he fought. You know, it's not like he was fighting Robert Easter, Mikey Garcia, and beating guys like that. Like he was fighting very low level people. Then Ray Beltran was, he's a cool dude. He's decent. He's whatever. And then he fought Lomachenko in his first title defense. He did more work. He fought Klimov, who was 19-1. He fought Edner Cherry, a veteran with power. I thought Cherry may have beaten him. He fought Stephen Smith out of the UK. He knocked out Tevin Farmer at 130. So what is Lomachenko talking about? Pedraza was more proven at 130. See how when a motherfucker get knocked out by the black fighter, he get knocked out. Now he was struggling to make weight. It's not that he was struggling. He probably always had somewhat of a struggle having a good sized frame. But after you got knocked out, you have no title. You have no allegiance to make that weight anymore. So yeah, move up. Give your body a little bit of a break. But had he beat Gervonta Tank Davis, he probably still would be at 130. But after he got knocked out, he had no title. He had no title, so there's no obligation to drop an extra 5 pounds. So yeah, move up if you're not, if you're not a champion. It's like Canelo. He's fighting at super middleweight because it's a stay busy fight. He's not tripping, so he just said, "Fuck it." I just want to get another one in this year. So why, why have to cut more weight and all this shit? But for Lomachenko, that's like I said, that's an excuse. And that's sad for him to, just assume that we got the worst of Pedraza versus Tank Davis. Once you open up your statement and said nobody knows how he was making weight, if he was making it easy, nobody knows how he trained for the fight, then you should have just deaded it right there, because nobody knows, including you. You can't say nobody knows how he was training, nobody knows how he made weight, but then make a bunch of excuses and that are basically suggestive and suggesting that Jose Pedraza lost because he struggled to make weight and because he wasn't focused. And all I know, I'm not a pro fighter, but all I know is when a motherfucker's lumping you upside the head with speed, steam, and power, and they're hitting you hard as fuck, I'm pretty sure that will make people lose focus as well. These excuses, like I said, that was really narcissistic from Lomachenko. Instead of just being like, hey, I had an off night, Pedraza, he came correct. It had to be downing or discrediting because people are comparing. That's what fans do, whether you like it or not. Yes, it was in two different divisions, but people are now comparing. And see, this is the thing. Lomachenko, to me, he always has kind of a cocky, arrogant air to him, and his buddies Usyk and Vodstik just won their recent fights and won big. So I'm sure it's a hit to his pride that he's the third out of the Ukrainian three amigos who, probably looked the most vulnerable in the recent fights. You get what I'm saying? Given who he was fighting, given how his face looked and all that stuff. So, You know, now that people are comparing the Gervonta performance and now giving Gervonta and Mikey Garcia and people that, you know, that they didn't necessarily think had a chance to keep up with Lomachenko after the Pedraza fight, now they're saying, oh, hey, I didn't think Pedraza would do good, but he did. I didn't think Gervonta would beat Loma, but now I think he can. He'll knock him out. Now Loma's trying to come and discredit Tank's performance. You know, come on, man. That's a, you know, I would have preferred him not to even say that because that's bad. Yeah, make sure y'all smash the like button. That's sad. You know, just your fight. See, this is the thing. You had a great 11th round. You know, you're not a perfect. You know, I know you want to be the Matrix and the Machine and stuff. It's boxing. You know, that's cool. Just leave it at that. I'm good with that. You know, it's a fight. Pedraza, he did his thing. Is that? But when you start trying to make excuses by discrediting somebody else, you know, and these same motherfuckers, I tell you what they do to the minorities and the black fighters. Wilder retains his title, whether you like it or not. He retained his title versus Tyson Fury. Afterwards, he says, "Hey, I had an arm surgery. Boom, boom, boom. I was injured 12 weeks before my camp started." Keep in mind, he's the guy with the injured arm that knocked down, created the only 2 knockdowns in the Tyson Fury fight, and he retained his title. And guess what? They say, bullshit, you making excuses. You're fucking full of shit. You're just saving face. Why would he have to make excuses if he still has his belt? Meanwhile, Lomachenko unified, and, you know, they're not saying that about him. You know, they're thumbing down my video or saying I'm lying. So, yeah, let's open up the floodgates. Let's get this all the way bracking. I'm ready. How is this not making excuses, you know? And then shout out to my brother. Shout out to my brother David. He brought this up. Love you, bro. My brother, my real brother, he brought this up. He said, wait a minute. Didn't Lomachenko say before the fight that he'll beat Jose Pedraza? See, my brother, he's one of the people that got me on game with boxing. He knows his shit. But anyway, my brother said, hey, wait a minute. Before the fight, wasn't Lomachenko kind of boasting and saying he was going to beat Pedraza because Gervonta Tank Davis did? So he could see himself beating him. He did a fight. I think I'm trying to think of where it was. It might have been an ESPN. You know how they have the little bios to the fight. And he was saying something like that. He was saying something. I don't have the exact quote, but Lomachenko was, you know, obviously people are comparing the Tank Davis loss and how Pedraza moved up and bounced back, became a champion. And Lomachenko was saying something like that. He was saying something to the effect of like, oh yeah, like I know I'm going to beat him. You know, Tank beat him. I know I'm going to do my thing. I don't care if I beat him necessarily sooner, but I know I'll beat him. And then now after the fact, when it wasn't your best work, instead of just, you know, I know it's a hit to a fighter's pride to admit it, but sometimes as a man, we just got to do that, you know, just say Pedraza came correct. But for you to insinuate that Pedraza wasn't training, like he wasn't ready for Tank Davis, that's laughable. Oh, we're not done. I could keep going. Make sure y'all smash the like button, you know. Other thing is this, Gervonta Tank Davis was 14-15-0. I don't remember the exact number. He hadn't fought anyone that was a champion, and he hadn't fought anyone with a name like Jose Pedraza at the time, right? So keep in mind, we're not talking about a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. And he didn't make no excuse. He just went out there and dominated, did everything he had to do, you know. And then they said at post-fight, hey, is Gervonta the future? And then Mayweather was like, abso-fucking-lutely. I remember it. I remember the whole, because I was happy for him, happy for my dude. You know, and that was that. But Tank, he was the challenger. Lomachenko is the 50, 60, 60-1 favorite. He's the guy that beat Rigondeaux. He's the guy with the 2 Olympic gold medalists, or 2 Olympic gold medals. So the fact that you're even saying, that in itself separates the fight. That Tank was a challenger. You guys were both, Pedraza and Lomachenko were both champions. This was a unification. So, the fact that Tank, instead of discrediting him, he deserves more credit because that was his first real step up. Similar to when Mikey Garcia fought Orlando Salido. Mikey hadn't really fought nobody, Salido was the guy that could beat him. I picked Mikey, and I was right, but I picked Mikey to win that. But prior to that point, go look at Mikey's record. He hadn't fought no one like a Salido. Salido been in there with Robert Guerrero. He beat him and got overturned to a no contest or something. But he fought Juan Manuel Marquez, Gamboa, etc. You know, so that was a huge step up for Mikey. This was Gervonta's huge step up. And as challenger, you know, Gervonta beat his ass. Lomachenko's the 2-time gold medalist. He's the one that ESPN and HBO and Bob Arum said is better than Muhammad Ali. You know, he was the 50 to 60, 70 to 1 underdog over or whatever favorite to beat this underdog. So, you know, this is a bad look to me. You know, you guys can dislike. I don't give a fuck about that because y'all getting that work and y'all know it. But, you know, to me, I wouldn't have even said that. You know, bottom line is this. When you make an assumption, you make an ass out of you and me. You don't know what Pedraza. He could have had a better camp for Tank Davis and then, you know, still lost. So you're just speculating a bunch of shit, you know. I'm not buying that. See, this is what I'm saying. This, like I said, they get mad as fuck at me. Oh, why are you talking about black? Keep it by. Listen what they do. Terrence Crawford knocked out Jose Benavidez. Fact. I was there. 12th round. Fact. They made an excuse for the guy who lost. They didn't say, oh, it took Terrence Crawford 12 rounds to do it because, you know, Benavidez was tall. They made the excuse for the guy who got stopped. You know, Lomachenko wins. He wins. Had one really dominant round. The rest, you know, he was winning, but it was competitive. You know, and Pedraza did win some of those rounds too. You know, and you know, they're like, oh, it looked like this because of this. Oh, it looked like this. But when Crawford stops a motherfucker, it's always, oh yeah, but the guy had one leg and da-da-da-da, and you know, he wasn't of this weight class, and Gamboa was tiny, you know, and he's winning by stoppage. Oh, Gamboa is a small. He was a gold medalist. Fuck what you talking about. And that was a step up for Crawford too. You know, always some excuses. Kovalev loses award, excuse. Then he loses the second fight. Oh, he low blow. Always. If it doesn't go your way, y'all some excuse making motherfuckers, man. Y'all got more butts than cigarettes. Y'all handle more butts than Dr. 90210 and shit. That's all y'all do is manage, like, oh, but. Listen, I'm speaking real. I don't care who's mad. I'm speaking real, and you know you can't refute what I'm saying. Do you understand? Lomachenko was the god. You know, he's pound for pound #1 to ESPN, to Top Rank, Bob Arum, etc. to his team. He's untouchable. And as soon as the fights get harder and he looks more human, then all of a sudden, it's some reason why he looks more human. Do you guys understand that both of his fights at lightweight, because he's fighting bigger guys, in my opinion, have been tougher? And in both of those fights, there was different reasonings why he looked like he looked. Jorge Linares knocked him down. Oh, his shoulder snapped out. Okay, cool. He gets the shoulder surgery. Then he takes a long layoff, comes back, he got the surgery, everything's good. Jose Pedraza is crafty. Instead of just giving that man from Puerto Rico props and just say he had a good game plan or whatever, it's some reason why, oh, this was the hyper-focused Jose Pedraza that Tank Davis didn't fight. It's always something. Always, man. It's always something. So now I'm supposed to be. So let me get this straight. Lomachenko fought Pedraza after being knocked out, right? And I'm supposed to believe that this and a division where he moved up, where he really didn't beat anybody except for Ray Beltran. What do you mean Linares dropped who? You don't watch boxing if you don't know the answer to that. I'm not even answering that. Step your boxing knowledge up. Anyway, Pedraza was more proven at 130. He only had a handful of fights at 135, right? And you want me to believe that Tank knocked him out in January 2017. He fought low-level competition, mediocre competition in terms of Ray Beltran. You know, Ray Beltran's, he's a good fighter, but he looks, beatable, if you know how to box. Terrence Crawford beat him years ago, right? And then now I'm supposed to believe that this was this, you know, hyper-focused, new and improved Jose Pedraza. Pedraza was trying the same shit with Gervonta Tank Davis. Styles make fights. The biggest difference is Tank will crack you upside the fucking head and bust your fucking noodle. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it creates different lanes for him. You know? Shout out to Brian Buckler for $4 super chat. Damn, I'm loving the truth you saying right now. It is fact. And you know, I'm just sick of the excuses and shit. Listen, Loma won. Let's just leave it at that. He won. He unified. Whatever was wrong with him, learn from it, keep it pushing. I'm good with that. But then the moment you start trying to discredit Tank and stuff, and I'm not saying that because Tank's my dude. And you know, and the funny thing is I uploaded my video. And I get somehow Tank seen it. I don't know, one of y'all, I didn't tag him or nothing. And look, he already retweeted it because he already knows the deal. He already knows what it is, man. But anyway, shout out to my dude Tank. But it has nothing to do with it. Everything I'm saying is fact. Everything I said was fact. I give people a fair shake. It is what it is. You know, bottom line is, like I said, Lomachenko came through it. Just learn from it, do whatever. You know? You don't have, like, here's an example. Mikey Garcia got knocked down by Rocky Roman Martinez, right? But then he knocked him out. Lomachenko dominated Rocky Martinez years later. In his first fight, he moved up and he was doing backflips and shit. You know what I'm saying? And he was, he got credit for it. His first fight, blah, 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 right? And Mikey didn't come out and start doing serious XM interviews talking about, oh yeah, I mean, I got knocked down because, you know, I fought the better version of Rocky Martinez. You know, you don't have to do nothing like that. You know, so for Lomachenko to do that, that shit is a dub. That shit is a dub. You know, you got the belt. You beat him. You know, the performance was what it was. But that shows me it almost like an insecurity. You're insecure about your performance to the point where you have to bring another you know, and to me, like, that's what I said. It's kind of a narcissistic thing. And see, this could be a problem because Kovalev had that same type of mentality, you know, front runner mentality. Conor McGregor too, front runner mentality, where when things are going your way, you know, like even post fight, I'm competitive as fuck. I love competition. I love it, you know, but at the end of the day, you got to humble yourself in terms of everyone takes some form of loss, or, you know, sometimes things are tougher. I've taken trips fully expensed, you know, to cover boxing, whatever, fucked around and, you know, missed a weigh-in or press conference, left equipment. I just, you know, sloppy. And I didn't, you know, it wasn't my best work. I wasn't fully organized. But as a man, I could just accept that. And then what I do is I try to make sure that doesn't happen again. You know, I'd be missing flights and stuff. And then, you know, all you can do is just learn from it and try to improve. You still only have the one loss. So, you know, just keep it pushing. But for him to, you know, come out and say, oh, Tank, you know, he beat him basically because the champion at that couldn't make weight and, you know, it wasn't focused. How do you know? How do you know he wasn't focused for that fight? You know, that to me, I don't know. That's not a good look to me. How you know Pedraza wasn't focused? He could have had a better training camp, better sparring, better training camp, and styles make fights. Tank hits harder than Loma. So, you know, maybe that was the style that gives him more problems up front, you know? But it's like some guys are like this, like when something dents their pride, their ego, no pun intended, they don't know how to embrace it, so it's somebody else's fault. You know, it was like, hey, this wasn't the, you know, Tank did better, but it had nothing to do with Tank's style. It had nothing to do with Tank. It was just because Pedraza was way better. He wasn't training as hard when he was fighting Tank. He was training hard. You know, just come on, man. Do like Canelo. Yeah, do like Canelo when he lost to Mayweather and then he improved. That's it. But, you know, this is what I'm saying. There's always excuses, all these excuses. Like I said, some of these boxing fans, that's what they live for. Excuse after excuse. Everything's an excuse. If it doesn't go their way, if they don't look sensational, they have to justify it, you know? And You know, like to me, this scares me from as a fight fan because, like I said, this is the same Kovalev type of mentality. You know, when things were going Kovalev's way and he's knocking out Nathan Cleverly, Jean Pascal, you know, it's the greatest. You know, he's in prime and, you know, everything's going good. As soon as he lost to Andre Ward, the excuses come out, you know, and the fans, the man fans, they get mad at me because they know what I'm saying is true and they don't like that, you know. But listen, every single time Lomachenko's performance has been less than spectacular, right, or a loss, there was an excuse every time. Orlando Salido, oh, he weighed too much. Oh, he hit me low. Oh, he was dirty. You know, even if some of that is true, he was fighting rough and stuff. You don't think Floyd Mayweather has ever fought someone like Maidana who was fighting dirty and still had to gut one out? You know, Ricky Hatton, who's real rough and had 1 million people in the stands cheering for him. You know, there's always an excuse. Always. If it, you know, Jorge Linares knocked him down. The fight was competitive. Oh, it's my shoulder. Okay. Then he has a surgery. Then he rests on his shoulder. Then, you know, the Pedraza, it doesn't look like the same Lomachenko that we're accustomed to seeing, right? Oh, it's because this was the new improved Pedraza. This is not the tank Pedraza. How do you know that? How do you know? How do you know what Pedraza's tank camp was like? But besides all that, you're the 60-1 underdog. Favorite. You're the 60-1 favorite. He's the underdog. Tank wasn't no 60-1 favorite. Even if he was a favorite, it wasn't by that much. He was the challenger. You're the 2-time Olympic gold medalist. You're the one that's supposed to be better than Muhammad Ali in something we've never seen. You know, this is the pressure that your team and whoever is putting on you. So I get it. But, you know, I just see Lomachenko has that type of personality. It's like when things aren't going his way. Even in the Rigondeaux fight. See, I study boxing. Rigondeaux was hard to hit. See, people just look at, Rigondeaux quit, new media. You know, they look at the dumb shit. Rigondeaux was miss. Changing levels, getting real low, you know, had good bend to him. And then Lomachenko started getting mad. He was like hitting and rabbit punching and shit. You know, when I see stuff like that personality, I'm telling you, I've seen fighters like that unravel. Like what if Mikey Garcia busts you in the mouth, hard as fuck, and things aren't going your way? What are you gonna do? You know, same thing with Kovalev. What will you do? Same thing with Golovkin. Golovkin didn't. Yeah, you know, actually, I give it to Golovkin because Canelo was like rocking his world in the second fight, and then he showed hard at the end. But you know, when guys start showing me that, like they can't, like there's a difference between not being able to lose and not liking to lose. You get what I'm saying? I don't like to lose, but I can take a L. I don't know. See, you know, I might be too advanced for some of y'all, you know. I don't know if that makes sense to you. I don't like losing at all, any way, shape, or form. I'm too competitive. I don't like when I make mistakes. You know, I don't like being sick. I don't like anything like that. But I could take an L. You know, if that's what, you know, God has presented, and you know, we could work through it. You know, I don't know if that. It's just like I could have money, but I could also be pretty broke. You know, like meaning I'm not gonna get a pistol and blow my fucking head off because things aren't going my way. You know, I've dealt with depression and battled through shit like that. Some people don't know how to lose, you know, like some, you know, you see guys who have money all their life, like Wall Street dudes or whatever, they'll jump off the fucking Golden Gate because the stocks dropped or, you know, their house foreclosed or, you know, they lost their job. Some people, they can't handle it, you know? So again, I don't like to lose, but I know how to lose, if that makes any sense to y'all. It might be too advanced for some of y'all. It might sound like a contradiction or oxymoron, but to me, it makes sense. You know, and like I said, Loma's whole demeanor switched up. He knew this wasn't his best work. And he seemed to me at the post-fight press conference, he seemed kind of cranky. Elie Seckbach is in his gym frequently, or at least that's what it appears. You know, he's been in there or sent people in there from, you know, I don't get to see all the ES News videos, but the ones I have seen I see him in the gym with Loma, doing acrobats and stuff. And then Ellie asked it wasn't that crazy of a question. And then Loma was like, "Did you watch the fight?" Like, he said it kind of like snappy, like snarky. And I'm like, damn, this is somebody that like fucks with you in your gym and stuff like that. It just seemed kind of weird. I'm like, damn. But again, I think that's the mentality. I understand it being a competitor. Nobody nobody likes to lose. Like for me, I probably want to be by myself, but it's your profession, and you didn't even lose. You beat Pedraza, You have to answer questions. That's what Top Rank and the fans and media who came out, that's what they want. And he just seemed kind of snappy. He was sitting like this, and Ellie said, what changed in the 11th round? And he was like, listen to his translator, Aegis, and then he's like, did you watch the fight? Like, of course he watched. He flew out from Cali to New York to watch the fight, so I'm pretty sure he caught it. He was just saying like, what changed for you, but it was like that triggered or kind of made Lomachenko angry, that because he knows that he didn't look sensational in them early rounds or something. I don't know. I can't really speak on another person what they felt, but I'm just saying the outside perspective looking in, it looked like Lomachenko realized, like even he was interviewing with Christina Poncher. It's on ESPN or Top Rank on their YouTube. He just looked all the way like he looked kind of discouraged, like he knew that wasn't his best performance. It's cool, it's good, it's okay. You made it through it. You got the W. You fucked him up in the 11th round. But when you start trying to build yourself back up, instead of just saying like, hey, I got to be prepared for that. These guys are coming for me at lightweight, and just working at that, it seems like he's discrediting Gervonta Tank Davis. And to me, I think that's kind of a cop-out. I think Tank Davis, just my honest opinion, and this is the thing, I don't know who wins between Tank and Lomachenko. I would love to see it, though. Love to see it. Brian Buckler, $6 super chat, Shmoney Gang. He said Divachenko. Y'all crazy with these names y'all be coming up with. But, I would love to see Tank versus Lomachenko. But at the end of the day, you don't have to discredit, like, your win was what it was. Your face looked like he's at the Sirius XM still wearing glasses, so his eyes are probably swelled up pretty bad. Like I said, just you won, you made it through, no more losses, to this day. So just learn from it. But when you start trying to like make these chintzy like arguments and make it seem like to the public like Jose Pedraza was ill-equipped when he fought Tank Davis, I think that's a cheap way out, me personally. And again, listen to what he's saying.
Gervonta Davis, but as you see, for fight with me,
listen,
he is and we don't know his physical condition on that fight. We don't know how he is prepared for fight with Gervonta Davis.
So he said we don't know how Pedraza was, his physical condition. We don't know how he prepared for Davis. Okay, fair enough. You don't know. But then listen.
But as you see, for fight with me, he prepared very good. He was ready. So it was very interesting, good.
I think if...
So, yeah, like, how do you know? Because he had, like, again, this is not boxing. Styles make fights. He could have prepared the same exact way. He could have had a better camp versus Gervonta Tank Davis. And Gervonta's style might be more of his kryptonite. But as you continue to listen, Lomachenko is saying, we don't know how he prepared. Kind of like alluding or insinuating that he wasn't really prepared.
For Gervonta Davis, the way he trained for you, he would have beaten Gervonta Davis.
I think.
Oh, yeah.
Because on that fight with me, Pedraza was very focused. All fight. He was very focused. In the fight with Gervonta Davis, he lose physical condition. He lose his breath, and I think he believe in what he can make a strong punch for Gervonta Davis, and he forget about his defense.
See, and I hear casuals running with this bullshit. So basically, he's saying, you know, he was like hyper focused with me, and even though he just admitted, that's an oxymoron. Even though he just admitted he don't know how he prepared for the fight, how he made weight, if it, you know, good or bad, then he's still making cop outs. You know, making cop outs. Hey, we don't really know how he prepared, but he was focused in my fight, like as if he wasn't focused for Tank Davis. And he said his mouth was open, you know, and he didn't look focused. Yeah, he probably wasn't focused because he's getting hit hard as fuck by Gervonta Tank Davis. I'm sure that probably broke his focus, which leads me to my initial point. Styles make fights. So it doesn't have to do with he was ill prepared with Gervonta Tank Davis and he was super prepared for you. It's probably that your style of being very aggressive with moderate power meshes better than an explosive, also a southpaw, who's breaking 5 people's noses in a sparring session. I'm sure that has something to do with it. They said, I don't know how many people it is, but you know, ask Tank. But they said he was breaking motherfuckers' noses. I have videos on my memory cards of people I've interviewed that witnessed Tank when he was at the doghouse, and they said he was fucking them boys up. So once again, I'm sure that probably made Pedraza winded. I'm sure that stopped him in his tracks. I'm sure that made him cautious how he comes in. I'm sure that made him breathe with his mouth open. You know, but Lomachenko can't admit that. Like, you know, he can't admit that it could be anything other than, you know, we seen a dud version of Pedraza at 130 and that wasn't his good weight, you know, and we seen this spectacular version. At the end of the day, Pedraza just got knocked out for whatever reason. Gervonta Tank Davis knocked him out. So you want me to believe that you got the better version of Pedraza just because it's at a higher weight after a knockout. But he hadn't been knocked out when Tank Davis fought him, and Tank hadn't really fought anybody. And you want me to believe, or you want to insinuate that version of Pedraza was the washed up one or the one that wasn't focused. Come on, man. What they want with me, man. You see how that's bad? You know, that's like Canelo was undefeated when Mayweather fought him. He was bigger than Mayweather and everything. And he defeated him. But you want me to believe, like, you know, a later version of Canelo is just so much better. Like, it doesn't always work like that, bro. You know, again, and to me, like, the reason this is really alarming, people keep saying I'm hating. What the fuck am I? See, the boxing is so funny. These motherfuckers be so emotional in the comment section. How am I hating? Everything I said was factual. What he said was speculation. So he's not hating by discrediting Tank and alluding and insinuating and assuming. It's just me. You know, they want everybody else in this fucking boxing game to have an opinion but me. You know, Paulie Malignaggi, if he thinks Pacquiao's on something, he thinks Canelo's on something, he's going to state that. He's going to speak his mind. If he thinks Tyson Fury won, he's going to speak his mind. You know, if Jim Lampley wants to count punches that aren't landing and say bang, bang, that's all good. But the moment I open my mouth, I'm hating. So Lampley, when he was bringing up Al Heyman and doing the anti-Gotti list and all that, he's not hating. He's calling it how it is. But the moment I'm saying something factual and I'm not playing sides or nothing. I don't care who you sign with. I don't care what your skin color. I don't care about none of that. But then they don't want me to have an opinion. Like, come on, man. That's not going to happen. Leave my channel. So anyway, just to me, I just don't prefer that attitude. The bottom line is, you know, it's a fight. See what you could do, make the adjustments, you know, learn from it. And to me, I think you guys can feel whatever you want. But for me, Lomachenko is finally starting people. He's finally fighting people that are looking like more so his size, more so his natural size. That's why the fights are getting tougher. Do you get what I'm saying? The guys are tougher. You know, the guys probably hit harder. That's what happens when you move up a weight. See, and this is what I'm saying. And like this behavior, look at Terrence Crawford. He not like, oh, hey, my leg cramped up. I had a hand injury. You know, my sparring partner called in sick. He just going out there and knocking motherfuckers like bowling pins. You see what I'm saying? This is what they always do in America. This is what they always do. You know, for minorities, black and brown, they, you know, frequent excuses, especially black fighters. Frequent excuses for why they won. It was unfair that they won. They cheated, you know, some shit. And then everybody else, you know, they can say whatever they want. Oh, I didn't look my best. Okay, like, for example, just hear me out. Tell me I'm lying. I wish y'all would tell me I'm lying. Listen, Deontay Wilder, was the Tyson Fury fight his best performance? Nope. It wasn't his best performance. But he scored a draw, and he scored 2, you know, really good knockdowns, especially in the 12th. People don't give a fuck why he thinks the fight played out. He was like, man, I was so focused on the pay-per-view event. They're like, shut the fuck up. Oh, yeah, I got a broken arm previous to the fight, blah, blah, blah. He's not downplaying Tyson Fury. He's not saying that, you know, it was rigged. He's talking about things that he was experiencing. They don't want to hear it. Lomachenko has a subpar performance, or one, you know, that's not what we're accustomed to seeing from Lomachenko. And then he's saying that, you know, Tank got a version of Pedraza that was unfocused and, you know, struggled to make weight. This is unbelievable, man. And then, like I said earlier, on top of all of that, Lomachenko openly told you on camera he ain't trying to fight Pacquiao because he's too old. And I don't want to make my... Bro, fight Pacquiao. That's a good fight. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, how is that a bad fight? How is Pacquiao... Nobody cares Pacquiao's age. As long as he's not, you know, breaking his leg on the ring walk out, you know, he's cool. He don't want to fight Pacquiao, him or his team. That's what that is. Because, you know, if... I don't even know how old Pedraza is. But they were about to fight Ray Beltran, and that's Pacquiao's longtime sparring partner. So I don't think he's the youngest, you know, the youngest camper either. And had Top Rank already told you the winner of Ray Beltran and Jose Pedraza was going to get Lomachenko. Oh, my God. Man, I told you I'm too good at this. Ray Beltran is 37 years old, and he was born in 1981. So once again, he was the champion, right? He right around Pacquiao's age. That's Pacquiao's former sparring partner. So had Ray Beltran beat Jose Pedraza, does anybody believe that Vasily Lomachenko would be like, man, I ain't fighting Ray Beltran. I'm not trying to unify. Fuck him. He's too old. You know, that age excuse sounded horrible. That shit is a dub. Everybody type that shit is a dub. Bro, I don't give a fuck. If you a competitor, it don't matter whoever got the belt. So you're never going to unify if a motherfucker is holding a belt that's too old. See how that sound crazy? So if Kovalev wanted to be a champion at light heavyweight and Bernard Hopkins is 50,000 years old, right? And he had a belt, so he's not going to fight him then. You know, so he's not going to fight him. We already know about Rigondeaux. Rigondeaux's 38 and he fought him. That's what I'm saying. That's a cop-out. And he had no belt because he moved up 2 weight divisions. Lomachenko's manager was front row for the Beltran Pedraza fight. I told you, I'm too good at this. I promise you. That shit is a dub. You know they would have fought. Beltran was the belt holder. So if he would have beat Jose Pedraza and not lost at home in Arizona, then guess what? He would have been fighting Lomachenko. Top Rank said that. So you can't fight Pacquiao because of his age, but Beltran is Pacquiao's longtime sparring partner, and they could have went to high school together. They're very close in age, actually. See how that excuse doesn't hold up? Like I said, so at heavyweight, that's like Anthony Joshua saying, let's say Luis Ortiz knocked out Wilder and was the WBC champion. Okay, Luis Ortiz is in between 38 and 45 years old, let's say, since a lot of you motherfuckers want to say he's older. He's 39 to 45 or whatever. So AJ shouldn't fight Luis Ortiz because he's too old. That's like literally one of the... Hey, see, I don't even know I'm on this track. Ego's Army is really like riding right now. My dude J.A. Dixon said Orlando Salido is 38, LOL. That's what I'm talking about. So, oh my. So you fought all the old motherfuckers. What? You fought Salido and you fought Rigondeaux. And y'all say Rigondeaux and these Cubans ain't really their age. So Rigondeaux, 106. And you fought both of them. But then now a good fight, come on, bro. Now it's a good fight that we all want to see. And now you don't, oh man, Pacquiao, I got my own course. I'm not really worried about Pacquiao. Oh, okay. That's pretty convenient. What a coinky dink. Hardcore rapper, but he's glossy. Like, what a coinky dink. Like, come on, man. Like, and then they get mad at me, but you know what I'm saying is true. You know what I'm saying is true. What a coincidence. Like I said, Broner is around probably Lomachenko's age, and he fighting Pacquiao. And who by show of hands, who's not watching Broner versus Pacquiao? Somehow, some way, who says I'm putting my foot down and I'm a boxing fan and I won't be watching Broner Pacquiao? Let me hear it. Who's a diehard boxing fan that's not watching Broner Pacquiao? Somehow, some way. So you're not gonna watch Broner versus Pacquiao. Who? Listen, and this is the problem. This is why HBO boxing went out of business. There's great fighters from around the world, but there's a lot of great fighters right here. A lot of HBO fighters, what they came to, they started trying to promote only foreign fighter. Only. I don't care if you promote foreign fighters. But they started promoting predominantly like a lot of Eastern Europeans and acting like other motherfuckers like Crawford didn't exist. Case in point. Do you guys realize Lomachenko just fought against Pedraza? It wasn't his best work, and he did good numbers on ESPN, but guess who did better numbers on ESPN? The guy that Top Rank put on ESPN Plus, Terrence Crawford. Factually speaking, Terrence Crawford versus Jose Benavidez did better, the ratings number on Nielsen or whatever, did a better viewership than Lomachenko Pedraza. Lomachenko Pedraza didn't do bad. But the guy that was just fighting on the app, when you put him on ESPN, he did numbers. But then they try to act like, black channel. They act like the black fighter don't put no numbers up. But he did better numbers than Lomachenko, who's getting all the praise in the world. This is what HBO did. This is what they did. They acted like certain fighters didn't exist. They never treated Floyd Mayweather with no type of respect. They never treated Lennox Lewis with no type of respect. They didn't even treat Canelo with respect. They was all talking about how Triple G was immortal and destroying Canelo, and he was robbed and all, Black and brown. Look, I'm just telling you. It's all fact. And then you see where HBO boxing is. That's why everyone's sending off and crying. I'm not crying. I'm not crying. Y'all could cry. I'm not crying. Because of what HBO became. I have great memories with HBO. They did a lot of great things. They did a lot of things right. But they also, towards the end, did a lot of things wrong. I'm not crying. Y'all could cry. Show me the tears. Send me a selfie of you crying that HBO boxing is out of the picture. I'll post it. I'm not crying. But this is what they did. Like, there's a lot of great fighters here. A lot of great guys in the UK and Mexico. But, they're focused on the Eastern European and, like, building them up. Like, that's cool. There are a lot of great fighters, But it's like they get behind who they want and then just put all their energy and existence into that. And like I said, they try to make it like all these other fighters, like American fighters, a lot of times don't have no type of fan base. But then why did Crawford Benavidez, two Americans, do better than Lomachenko and Pedraza? You know, and that's what I told you. You guys got to be realistic. People talking about. I told y'all for the longest. People saying, "Oh, Gervonta gonna get his ass beat by Lomachenko. Stop ducking." All right, keep listening to these networks. I'm not saying he beats Lomachenko 100%, but I am saying it's a very good fight. It's a very good fight, and it's not what people are saying. I do not see Lomachenko blowing through Gervonta Tank Davis. Like, just easy work, like y'all was talking about in the comment section. So, make the fight. I would love to see it. Love to see. I'll pay top. Whatever you want me to pay, I'll pay. Within reason. But y'all, that's what I'm saying. Y'all be gassed up, letting HBO boxing commentary and Lampley and, other YouTube channels that don't cover fights, don't be doing shit, always get shit wrong. Y'all be listening to them. Good luck with that. Oh, Tank Duck Dynasty playing these games and shit. And then, like I said, and it's so horrible. It's so horrible that new media keeps spotting it, and this shit is getting easier. This shit is getting easier, and we just getting better, and we just getting stronger. Smash the like button. Here, case in point. Case in point. This is what I'm telling you. Y'all don't have to believe it, but you will see it. I will keep showing you. This is what they do to black fighter. I'm just going to keep saying that, and then you're going to get tired of me saying that. You know why? Because I'm going to keep saying it, and it's going to keep happening. So until it stops, I'm going to keep saying that. But peep this. All these same racist motherfuckers, all they talk about is how Gervonta Tank Davis gained a lot of weight. He's drunk. Errol Spence is drunk. The PBC fighters is drunk. The PBC fighters are inactive. The PBC fighters gaining too much weight, right? So Tank gained too much weight. He's allegedly drunk, even though I don't even think he drinks. I heard him say he doesn't drink, put it that way. But I don't know, I don't know the man's bit. I don't care either. He's a grown man. But anyway, they always talk about, oh, look at Tank. But then they made an excuse for why Pedraza got knocked out. They say I talk a little fast. If you listen real fast, I ain't got to slow down for you to catch up. I'm going to say it again. These motherfuckers is talking about how Tank is out of shape, can't make weight, drunk, gaining weight, overrated, Duck Dynasty. Yet they're talking about why Pedraza got knocked out. They're talking about this wasn't a focused Pedraza. I thought you said Tank wasn't focused. Why did unfocused Tank knock out, Pedraza? When y'all say Tank is never focused and gaining weight and letting the fame get to him and all this bullshit. So how you making the excuse for Pedraza getting knocked out, but y'all told me Tank wasn't? That sounds like a fair fight. Two unfocused motherfuckers. But you see Lomachenko is like, oh, we don't know if Pedraza made weight. And I thought Tank can't make weight. He's not making no excuses. He knocked out Pedraza. What do he got to make an excuse for? You see what I'm saying? So Lomachenko saying, hey, we don't know how comfortably Pedraza made weight. We don't know if he was focused and all this shit. But y'all say that about Tank. Y'all say he cutting too much weight or gaining too much weight in his off season. He's unfocused and undisciplined. So isn't that a fair fight? Why are you making an excuse for Pedraza getting knocked out? I thought undisciplined Tank. Shouldn't we be making excuses for why, Pedraza lit up Tank Davis? Because y'all said he was this and that and the third. But instead, like always, when it doesn't go your way, they make excuses for the loser. The guy that lost, Kovalev, loses to Ward. Back-to-back excuses. Jose Benavidez loses to Crawford. Excuses. Took you long enough. His leg was hurt. Lomachenko didn't lose, but he didn't look on as, like he normally does. So basically, let me get this straight. Every performance where Lomachenko has looked exceptional, we heard no excuses. He destroyed Rigondeaux. No excuse. He destroyed Nicholas Walter. Nothing. Gary Russell. Nothing. So when he's on. Jason Sosa. We heard nothing. We hear nothing about, this and that and that. We don't hear nothing. But every performance that isn't his best or he lost, we heard something. Every single one. Every single one. Orlando Salido. Salido was fighting too rough. and too dirty. He weighed too much. He came in too weight. You know, if you choose to continue to fight and they pay the fine or whatever, then, you know, that's what you're accepting at that point. Right? Those are what was said. Oh, it was only a second fight. Do you guys understand? Nobody put a gun to Team Lomachenko's head and said, hey, bro, in your second fight this motherfucker from Mexico that's been fighting since he's 15 with a good resume that fights rugged. I'm not trying to hear it. Nobody told Lomachenko's team to do that. There's nothing like, so you want me to believe that Top Rank had some kind of contract that says, hey, we're going to move you like this. One tune-up, and in your second pro fight, you got to fight a veteran who fights dirty and rough. We're going to see what you fucking made of. No, they didn't. So, obviously, this was at the insistence of Team Lomachenko. Because, like I keep saying, Lomachenko seems to be like a front runner. When things are going his way, and, you know, he's like cocky, narcissistic type. So, you know, he believes in himself. Great. Nobody has a problem with that. You kind of need that edge in boxing. But when things don't go your way, then that's the risk you took. You chose to fight. You would be undefeated right now if it wasn't for Salido. You chose, you and your team, to fight Salido in your second fight. Not your third, fourth, fifth, sixth, you know, get a couple. You wanted to fight him then. You got what you was asking for. Canelo had called out Floyd for years. Got what he was asking for. That's how boxing works. But the man fans want me to sit up here and show mercy because Team Lomachenko decided to fight for a title in their second pro fight against a veteran. That was their option. You know, that's what you chose to do. Nobody made you. Top Rank ain't gonna make you do that. Hey, name another person since or before that they move like that. You know, that they signed and said, hey, fight for a fucking. That's why it doesn't happen. But Lomachenko, they thought he was ready. His shit don't stink. Nobody fucking with him because he had damn near 400 wins and one loss in the amateurs. And then they didn't properly acclimate to the pro game. That's the reality of it. That nobody told Lomachenko to do that. How you gonna get mad for a decision that, like, okay, let's say me and y'all are at the casino. I'm killing y'all right now. Hold on. Smash the like button. I got analogies up the wazoo. Let's say me and everybody right here, we're at the casino. I come up big. You know, I'm on the blackjack table. You know, I'm playing 21, right? I come up big, $10,000. And then I decide to bet it all on one hand. So if I win, I'm $20,000. If I lose, I'm back where I started, zero. If I choose to take all of my winnings and bet it all because I think I have a hot streak going, and then the dealer has a blackjack, or, you know, they just beat me, or I go over, whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? Tell me whose fault is that? If I just won all this money in the casino and I got greedy with it and I said, you know, I'm betting all $10,000 on one hand, is that the casino's fault or is that my fault? You know, I could have bet 1,000, 500, or just left. So that's the gamble. That's the gamble you take. Why would I feel sorry for Lomachenko? He chose to fight in his second pro fight. That's the risk. That's the gamble. It would have been high reward because you would have been the only one, you know, in history going for a title in your second fight or whatnot. But now, since it didn't go your way, you have a loss and you have very few fights. It's the reality of it. Of course it would be my fault, just like it's Lomachenko's fault. Because they shouldn't have been, you know, acclimate. That's why people don't do that. Shakur Stevenson ain't his second fight fighting a Salido. You know, Ryan Garcia is not fighting Tank right now. They, you know, Golden Boy's not trying to do that. You know, these are all good fights. Teofimo Lopez ain't fighting Mikey Garcia or some shit, right? that's not, that's, you know, that's why they don't do that. Floyd Mayweather, De La Hoya, nobody did that. So that's his fault. He was ambitious. Like I said, high reward, but it's also high risk. He came up on the short end. That's his fault. Town Business says Lomachenko's overrated and it's just that simple. Why you just go summarize it like that? Listen, all the people on the video, all in the video, they was quick to dislike it. I ain't seen them. Where they at? Where the Matrix fans and high tech fans? I'm ready. I don't duck. I'm not ducking. I'm ready to talk about it. See, this is what I'm saying. This is the emotion. This is the bullshit in boxing. They quick to hit the dislike button, but they never show up. They never show up. You know, oh, this is bullshit. Fuck you. You're a hater, man. What I hate on? Did they never come? They don't, you know, they don't pull up. Look. The video on the same topic. Look, I'm going to show you. Same topic. 68 likes, 32 dislikes. Where they at? I'm waiting. That's why I told you what I'm going to do. Look. On the same video, same topic. Damn, all you do is hate. 38 likes. Where y'all at? I'm ready. I'm posted. Lomachenko is a trick. He not the Matrix. Oh, wow. You trying to hit them with smack bars and shit. You not the Matrix. You a trick. Bars. Where they at? I'm waiting. Ego Valley style. That's what I told you. These dudes is just emotional. If you don't, they don't care what the video's about. They don't care what information, what evidence, what the opinion on it. They was just born to hate on it. You know what I'm saying? So you have to ask yourself, who's the real hater there? Like I said, if I was on jury duty and I haven't heard anything about the case, no details, haven't heard any testimony, haven't seen fingerprints or murder weapon, and I walk in the courtroom talking about guilty, then you obviously weren't there for the truth. You just want to get in and out. You know what I'm saying? And that's how these fans are. They're so emotional. They know what the fuck I'm saying is true, you know, more often than not, because it would be nothing. If you knew what I was saying is false, then why wouldn't you step up? Why wouldn't you step up? All the 36, 32 dislikes or whatever. Why wouldn't you? Because they know they can't. See, they mad that you said it, but they know what you're saying is true. It's that simple. What do I think of Andre Ward Coonan? You know, everyone has their own opinion. Shout out to my dude Dre Ward. I don't have nothing to say. That's my dude. And this don't have nothing to do with Andre Ward. See, this is what they do. They try to distract. I'm not talking about. This don't have nothing to do with Andre Ward. Loma fanboys crying right now, wishing they can dislike more than once. They do dislike. They be having like, you know, burner accounts and shit. Like, I'm coming back, motherfucker. You gonna get 6 dislikes out of me. I don't care. Shit, dislikes, likes, all that. That don't pay the bills. I don't give a fuck about that. It's just funny. I'm just pointing out because it what it is. But like I said, where are the people? Where are the dislikes? Where are the people showing up and saying, oh, you're full of shit. Here's why. I'm waiting. You know, you don't like what I said about Lomachenko because you don't like it. It's not because it's not true. What did I say that was false? I'll leave it to y'all. Let's go. What have I said? I'm waiting. I'm going to read the comment. I'm just going to read some comments. What did I say about Lomachenko that was like unjust? Everybody be ready. Let's do some hot seats. I'm good. I'm ready. Yeah, you on top right now, Ego. Truth hurts. Truth hurts, but yo, Mikey will fuck him up after the display. After that display. Listen, I'm looking for the resistance. Where y'all at? What did I say about Lomachenko? And see, this is the thing. This is the fake part about these dudes. They always hide under tables and, you know, behind trees and shit. But then they quick to do the cowardly shit. You know, dislike, he, and then just run, or, you know, fake accounts without their face. You know, like I said, hiding behind trees and under tables. That's how you know. I believe everything I'm saying. That's why I don't have to hide. That's why I'm going to keep doing this. I like this formula. The video, okay, it's getting a crazy response and feedback. Okay, we're going to go live. Because live, I could talk to you. I could rap to y'all a little bit different, you know. And we got shooters. Look, they still haven't said nothing. Nobody has said nothing, you know, and they probably have added more dislikes. But they're still not saying nothing. That's how I know. That's why what I'm doing, I know what I'm doing. I'm destroying them. I'm destroying them. That's what, you know, that's what makes me feel justified. Like if let's say I had a point and it was like controversial or whatever, and people were like, hey man, that was racist. You did this, or this was unfactual. Then I would feel bad because then, you know, I'm getting called out by factual shit. But these dudes, I'm trying to help them. You're going to keep getting that work if I know what I'm saying is true and you have nothing to say for the other side, you know, to prove what I'm saying is wrong. That's how I know I'm destroying them. If I put up a 15-minute video and in the first 30 seconds you disliked it, that's why what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I'm destroying them. I'm destroying them. Because in 30 seconds of a video being uploaded, there's no way you could have watched even a fraction, 25% of a 15-minute video. So that just goes to show me you didn't care. You just seen something you didn't like in the title about Lomachenko. You know it was probably going to be that heat. So you was mad. It's that simple. So that's why we don't stop over here in new media. You know, we got a backbone. I'm good. I'm down to be enlightened, but they're never here to enlighten us. I'm gonna say it again. I'm down to be enlightened, but they're never here to enlighten us because they know what they full of shit. They know what I'm saying. I don't care who see this. Wow, more dislikes every minute. Wow, they bleeding from the butt. I told you. I like it. I love it. Cause that lets me know what we doing is real. You don't get this type of resistance if you saying fake stuff because it's too easy. It's too easy for people to disprove. And see, this is the crazy thing. I never even said nothing bad about Lomachenko. They say, oh, you're hate. I'm not saying nothing bad. I just, you know, what he's advertised as, he's a good fighter, but, you know, I'm just telling you what I feel. Like, how can you say Pacquiao's too old, but you was about to fight Ray Beltran if he got past Pedraza per Top Rank? They about the same age. You fought Rigondeaux. They about the same age. You fought Salido. They're about the same age. Orlando Salido got knocked out in his pro fight. Orlando Salido got knocked out in his pro debut. Some of y'all don't even know that. And then he beat you. Mike Garcia beat his ass. And then he beat you. That was Mikey Garcia's step up. Just like Pedraza for Gervonta Tank Davis. And Mikey Garcia worked Salido. Salido started coming on a little bit, but he was fighting super rough and broke Mikey's nose with a headbutt. Shout out to Maya. They don't realize it. He said, little they know that you still benefit just because it's an interaction on your video. That's what I'm saying. That's why I like it. The dislike, they don't understand. Likes, dislikes. It just shows for an established channel. I can't speak for like a brand new channel. You know, it might hurt you, but for an established channel, it don't matter. Like, you know, I seen Justin Bieber videos that have like 180,000 dislikes, you know, crazy shit like that. It don't matter when you get to a certain level where your channel has authority, because they just look at it as engagement. They know my channel is not out here breaking the community guidelines. They know I've been putting in the work for a minute. So they, you know, likes and dislikes, that's just a form of engagement. I'm just trying to help y'all. I'm trying to help y'all hate. If y'all want to hate, don't click on the video. Don't leave a like or dislike. That's the best way. But, people are going to do whatever they want to do because they're emotional. So they're going to hit the dislike knowing that what I'm saying is damn true. Ego was reporting on what a year ago? What are you talking about? I don't know what y'all talking about. But, bottom line is Lomachenko got past Pedraza. He's a good fighter. But, and see, this is funny to me. I love it. All I have to do is just wait. We wait until she comes out and then I'm going to fucking kill it. That's all we have to do is just wait. We'll see, within time. That's why I don't sweat this shit. I definitely don't lose no sleep over it. All we do is wait. Let's see if Loma fights Mikey Garcia or Pacquiao or somebody, Gervonta. Let's see if he fights him next year. Because the same thing, they got mad as fuck when I said that Kell Brook exposed some vulnerabilities in Triple G. Mad as fuck. But guess what? Fast forward to the future. Has Triple G, is he even the champion anymore? Has Triple G looked the same since the Kell Brook fight? Answer. I want to know. So the performances pre-Kell Brook, for Golovkin that he put on, has he had any performances like that? And I guess you could say Vanes Martirosyan, but again, that was the most meaningless fight since Kell Brook. He shouldn't have even been fighting a Vanes Martirosyan. That's not even a middleweight. You see what I'm saying? So we'll see. Time reveals all. You can get mad in the here and now, but we'll see what happens. This is really it. Same thing with Joshua, and then like Eddie Hearn's been saying a lot of negative stuff. Eddie Hearn, but see, it doesn't make sense because Eddie Hearn went from saying Wilder Fury is not going to happen, Fury's going to pull out, to I doubt it happens, to hating on how many pay-per-views it did. You get what I'm saying? So you went from, you're all over the place. You said the fight wasn't going to happen, said Tyson Fury is going to get knocked out. You said he was going to pull out with injury. I have to see it to believe it because I don't think it's going to push through. All that was wrong. But then they mad at me. Figures. And now you saying the pay-per-view is terrible. You shouldn't even be talking about pay-per-view numbers because you said the fight wasn't going to happen. Why are you talking about pay-per-views to a fight that allegedly, according to you, is not going to happen? How'd you get pay-per-view numbers? The shit wasn't supposed to happen. Again, you don't find, I would love to hear somebody tell me one single subject where I said 4 things and all 4 of them was wrong on the subject. Any fight, Lomachenko Pedraza, where I said 4 separate things of my opinion and they were all wrong. Every single one of them. I can't think of any subject where I've been that off. So, like I said, time's going to reveal all. And now it's funny that the world knows Wilder and Fury are about to start negotiating to try to get a rematch. Tyson Fury staying in shape. Now Eddie Hearn's coming to the table. He's the one pursuing. Do you get what I'm saying? He's the one, or trying to make it look like he's pursuing. Oh, we got an offer right now. We're ready right now. We want to make the fight. So now you're super anxious. See, there's a lot of coattailing in boxing. He got the Chisora White fight coming up. So Eddie Hearns wants to make it look like AJ and, the heavyweight division, he want to make it look like Wilder's a possibility. And no, come on, bro. Playing the same game, clout chasing. DAZN putting on that pressure. What do you mean Loma DAZN? I don't get that. I don't get Loma DAZN. I don't know what that means. Now Eddie Hearn seems like he's kind of panicking because now his plan has kind of failed. Like, you know, you got Anthony Joshua's stock, and people are looking at him like an afterthought. Like, man, people are just like, whatever, go fight Dillian White. That's how people are acting. Like, he a champion, and they like, all right, enjoy the Dillian White fight. Not a good situation, not a good look to me. Maybe to y'all. You know. See, that's what happens. See, it's almost like karma. That's what happens when you try to overdo it. And I told you, none of these motherfuckers, none of these dudes is Floyd Mayweather. Stop it. You haven't accomplished what Floyd's done. You haven't put the live gates and the same amount of asses in the seats. So there shouldn't really be anyone in modern boxing, you know, talking that A-side talk to this degree. Nobody. I'm not saying in you know, to a degree, you know, of course there's going to be like certain advantages, but there's really nobody that should be talking the same type of A-side talk like Floyd, you know, because they haven't done what Floyd's done. They didn't remain undefeated. They haven't commanded, you know, the highest live gates, you know, majority of them in the top 10. They haven't, you know, done Pacquiao, McGregor numbers. They haven't done that. And this is what, you know, this is what Joshua's team gets, because they are stars, you know, they're a big team, big stars. Joshua's making good money, but it's not like a Mayweather level where you're this international. They didn't even know your name at the NBA game. They was calling you Anthony Johnston or Anthony Johnson or some shit. Ego, Joe Rogan said in today's broadcast that AJ's team is looking real bad right now. I know. I got a video coming. And that's what I'm saying. And Joe, see, this is what I'm saying. This is the funniest shit. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if Joe Rogan watched my shit, you know, and get information from new media and perspective, you know. Because it's YouTube. YouTube is a big thing. You know, these celebrities, they watch YouTube, you know. I wouldn't be surprised. I do enough numbers. All you have to do is type in Wilder and Joshua. I'm pretty sure I have some videos regarding that pop up. You know what I'm saying? So this is the thing with these other weak-ass channels and, like, stuff is when you try to resist the movement and everybody knows that you're full of shit, it makes you look bad too. Like, you go down with them. That's why I'm trying to give people game. There aren't many old media channels around that are growing substantially that do this, where they talk boxing. There really is not. I can't think, you know what, like, I'm talking about old media where they're like, you know, Floyd, IV Floyd, you know the same shit they say, inactive Andre Ward and Errol Spence's nipples, and, you know, the guys talking that type of shit. Andre Ward ducked the Kovalev press conference. Like, where are those, all them dudes? Like, who's talking that talk? You know, Golovkin is the Lord and Savior, and Lomachenko, you know, the people who are saying that, where is their channel? Like, are they achieving, like, making any real money on YouTube, achieving substantial growth, anything? Because I don't see it. I don't be on YouTube, like, for boxing as much anymore, you know, or at all. But all them channels is just like, where are they? Because I used to see it, like, around the Mayweather Pacquiao time. There's all these channels that was, like, you know, putting out videos and, you know, just trying to do their thing with that, but the old media way. Where are they? I'm telling you, that gimmicky shit, all that bullshit, that don't last. You gotta have some substance. You have to have substance. Listen, fans are gonna fall out of love with you when they see that everything you put out is bullshit and you're always wrong. It's that simple. Because you're no longer credible. So of course you're gonna get discouraged. You like, and I know how the internet is. You get everything wrong, and then motherfuckers will come back and find the video. It don't matter. You could have done 40 videos Motherfuckers will find the one video where you did the fight prediction just to rub it in. This is the internet. Like if you're like, yeah, Pacquiao's gonna knock Floyd out and destroy him. You could have done 45 videos since that. They will go back. That's how petty the internet is. They'll go back and find that one video where you made the prediction and be like, what do you got to say for yourself now? Kill yourself. Close it. The internet's cruel. You know, it's cruel like that. Yeah, man. That's what it is. So imagine that times 50. You did 50 videos and got everything wrong. So you get, of course you're going to be discouraged and give up. Because you suck. This shit is funny. And here's an example. I told you my honest to God thoughts on Anthony Joshua, his team, this whole Wilder shenanigans, Tyson Fury. It's all on wax. I know for a fact there's people who, say the opposite. Hey, shooters, clap Mark Moore. He need the attention. We're going to give him the attention he needs. Damn, I barely even said it. My shooters put out the hit. Awesome. Anyway, so I gave my purest thoughts about this. This is why new media keep winning. I'm trying to give y'all hints, but I gave my truest thoughts about the whole Wilder AJ situation, right? And guess what? Now you have Joe Rogan, who has a bigger platform than me, has Wilder as a guest, and he's like, yeah, AJ's team's looking real bad. And he's saying a lot of the same things that I've said. So these other channels who were trying to denounce and deny the truth that everyone with a brain can see, they look fucking crazy right now. Do you get what I'm saying? They look crazy because the bullshit you were defending, nobody believed. TMZ said the same thing. Bro, TMZ, they said, oh, Anthony Joshua, he's looking crazy. Joe Rogan is saying it. There's not big non-UK media that I've seen, or anybody as big as TMZ and like Joe Rogan and shit, who doesn't primarily cover boxing, who's saying anything different. Basically, you don't have no real cosigns. Nobody's cosigning the bullshit you talking about. These dudes don't get it, though. I just don't get it. Last year, I was nobody. This year, I'm selling records. Everybody wants to come around like I owe them something. Fuck you want from me? $10 million? Fuck out of here. These dudes don't got nobody co-signing because they know they saying stupid shit. It's that simple. If you were speaking that real talk, then, I'm sure people would agree with you.
And enjoyed that one. I'm just ready for the rematch. Like, if people was excited and enjoyed that one, just imagine the rematch. This is going to be amazing.
Oh, it's going to be incredible. And it puts Anthony Joshua in a terrible situation.
Oh, most
terrible. He looks awful.
Oh, they begging now.
He looks terrible. He's going to fight some other guy, and no one gives a fuck. And it's like, your titles, whatever titles you got, they're bullshit.
Yeah.
You don't mean anything. Everybody knows this is where the real title is. I mean, it's a wrap now.
Yes. They definitely begging now. He's trying to reach out. All of a sudden now, his management has been, trying to reach out to mines as well. But he could have had this opportunity. He had many opportunities. He could have fought Luis Ortiz. Yeah. He could have fought me. He had a chance to fight Fury as well.
They're playing.
Shout out to Joe Rogan and Wilder. Like I said, all we do is wait. So, the whole time, all the people, the channels and shit talking about, months at the beginning of the year, Wilder needs to fight Dillian White and all this bullshit. Saying Wilder's will sign the contract, big boy, and all this shit. Nobody believes you. You need more people. And now you got Joe Rogan on his big ass platform saying the same shit we've been telling you. He just said AJ's looking terrible. He's looking terrible. Wow, that's crazy. They look real bad. His team look real bad. He said everybody knows this is the real fight. This is the money fight. This is the real title. All them belts you got is bullshit. That's what Joe Rogan just said. I just played it for you. Looking shaky, baby. But they, like I said, the shit I've been telling you, maybe you'll respect it coming from Joe Rogan. I don't know, but I've been telling you longer than Joe Rogan. Wilder said it too. He said he could have fought Luis Ortiz, me, or Tyson Fury. And guess what? Likely he's fighting Dillian White or some wild card, like a guy he already beat. Why is that? Joshua has the most belts. Why would he fight Klitschko again, a guy he beat? Why would he fight Dillian White, a guy he beat? You gonna fight Dominic Brazil next? What's the point of fighting all these guys you already fought and beat? Please let me know. At the very least, fight Luis Ortiz. If you can't get Wilder, See, this is what I'm talking about. And then people still act like, try to play dumb. Here's a perfect thing. Okay, if Joshua has to fight a mandatory that nobody wants to see him fight next year, like a Kubrat Pulev, late next year, then why don't you make the first fight at Wembley, in front of a big crowd, the best event that it could be? Even if it's not Wilder or Tyson Fury, because they're likely to rematch at this point, why not fight Luis Ortiz, a fresh face? Why not fight maybe even a Gerald Big Baby Miller? And don't give me this bullshit. The UK is famous for giving this bullshit excuse of 2 UK fighters, and that's why, because it's a big domestic fight. So you mean to tell me that the UK would rather see a recycled match that they've already paid for, like Derek Chisora, Dillian White, too? So they want to see Dillian White's next 2 fights be rematches that we've already seen, as opposed to Luis Ortiz and AJ, as opposed to Gerald Miller and AJ. That's why the world sees everything I've been saying. Because even if you don't fight Wilder, fuck it. Okay, you don't fight Wilder or Tyson Fury, they're rematching. You can't fight them in April. Why not fight Luis Ortiz? Brand new fight. Why not fight Gerald Miller? Shit, why not? I'm not saying, I don't know if he's ready or not, but Joe Joyce, he's a silver medalist. At least it's something different, just to see, 2 UK guys. Joe Joyce is pretty big, though. I just seen him. He's 33, maybe you could make that into something. I don't know, But why, out of all of it, would it be the guy he's already knocked out? I don't want to see Klitschko get back in the heavyweight mix. What for? He's been out for, over a year? I don't, I mean, I'm not going to hate if he come back, but. And to me, I still feel like there's other fights for Dillian White that would show me where he's really at if an AJ fight makes sense. Dillian White, Dominic Brazil. That's at the tail end. But, Dillian White, Luis Ortiz. Dillian White versus Brian Jennings. Didn't they have an issue? Where there's like talking behind him or something. They had a little run-in confrontation. All brand new matches. All of them. Yet Matchroom is giving us recycle fights. And see, this is the thing. Eddie Hearn, his biggest stars, like, okay, Tony Bellew just got knocked out and retired. That's what they don't want to happen. And that's a possibility in these tough divisions. You get what I'm saying? Like Tony Bellew, good fighter, but he got knocked out brutally by Usyk. So Kell Brook, he's not even looking like the same. Eddie Hearn keep talking about PBC. PBC's pulling the trigger on whatever fights they want. They're getting the shit done. But guess what? Eddie Hearn's not even making them. How you have Amir Khan and Kell Brook and you can't make them fight? There's some kind of disconnect. You think, how did Danny Garcia and Sean Porter fight? How Heyman make that? Because it didn't look like it was going to happen at one point. You get what I'm saying? How you have Amir Khan and Kell Brook, and they're on record publicly saying they want to fight each other, but it's like a struggle fest to make that fight. And then you criticizing everything that is PBC and Heyman. But Heyman's not struggling to get these fights. Mikey Garcia, Spence, Mikey called for it, and guess what? Now he's getting it. It's the reality of it. It's funny that Pacquiao was with Top Rank most of his late career. He never could fight Broner. First fight with PBC, he's fighting Broner. It's just the reality. Like I said, see, this is what I'm saying. Okay, just really, somebody answer this question, and then I'm about to get out of here. Okay, let's say Wilder and Fury are fighting each other, so they're tied up. Why do we have to see Anthony Joshua versus a guy he knocked out in Dillian White if he gets past Derek Chisora? Why can't it be Luis Ortiz and AJ, a fresh match? Why can't it be, Gerald Miller, Joe Joyce versus AJ? Why does it have to be the one fight we've already seen? If no Wilder Fury, please explain that. Nah, that's what you said. Hi-fi, that's bullshit. You guys gotta study the game. He said Anthony Joshua versus Usyk would be a way to take back the torch. That doesn't take back shit because Usyk hasn't done anything at a new division. What are you talking about? Usyk has not had one fight at the full heavyweight. I'm not talking about sparring Klitschko. I'm talking about an actual fight for cameras rolling, and a network or DAZN streaming app we can all watch. Nobody's tripping off no Usyk fight until he fights somebody. Why can't he acclimate? Let's see, maybe he does great up there. I don't know. But what do you mean take back the torch? Usyk don't got no torch at heavyweight. He got the torch at cruiserweight for sure. But he don't got no heavyweight torch. He ain't even fought there. Damn, I don't even know. I'm gonna let Eagles Army ride on y'all. He said that's the second dumbest thing I've heard in this live chat. That's what I'm saying. You guys be giving passes. Y'all want all these motherfuckers to move up, and and then when it's someone you like, you don't want them to move up. You want Lomachenko to fight Rigondeaux moving up. That's all good, but you don't want Lomachenko to move up and fight Crawford. You don't want Mikey to move up and fight Spence. It's the only one that's convenient for you. Usyk don't have no heavyweight torch. He's a good fighter, but he hasn't done anything at heavyweight. So that doesn't really do shit. We don't even know if Usyk will beat Dillian White. Listen, Lomachenko, he moved up a division. They're both from the Ukraine. They're both friends. They're both good fighters, right? And he moved up to lightweight. And so far, for whatever reason, both of his lightweight performances look nothing like his best performances in his previous division. So once again, weight divisions exist for a reason. So there's no guarantee. Usyk could do great, but he could do bad. He could just be mediocre. There's no guarantee. We don't know. And if anything, I want to see Usyk come up the right way. Bro, you're a casual. Usyk wants to go to heavyweight. No shit. You said that would be a mega fight. Yeah, in due time it would be. Why do I want to see 262-pound Joshua against a guy who is coming up from cruiserweight, who just knocked out a guy who got knocked out at light heavyweight? Why do I want to see that? Straight off the bat. You don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, Usyk Jennings, Usyk Dillian White. Yeah, start off somewhere like that. That's perfect. But Usyk ain't proven nothing. You got these dudes they don't know nothing. They don't really know what they're talking about, bro. Usyk and Joshua could be built into something big for sure. Nobody's denying or denouncing that. But Usyk, to my knowledge, he said he's not fighting Josh. He did. I just seen an article. He said he's not fighting Joshua next. So it's irrelevant to talk about, and that's the smart move. Why would you go up and fight, a unified champion, no matter how he got the belts, who weighs 262 in your very first fight? That's just stupid. So if anything, that would have to be built if Joshua continues to win and Usyk shows he's the same fighter at heavyweight. But that's way too premature. It doesn't even make sense. And again, I have no why. Okay, if there's healthy, similar size options or similar strength options in Tyson Fury, Dillian White, Luis Ortiz, then why do I want to see AJ get to take the back door out and fight a cruiserweight? Block RBS 24/7. I see what you're trying to do. But it don't work over here. He says no video about Wilder making excuses for the last fight. But I did make a video, and it has a picture of an x-ray for the thumbnail and Wilder. And I did make a video about him saying that his hand or arm was broken. See, these dudes, that you can't beat me at this. I've been doing this for years. He trying to act like I'm only delivering certain information. I've already made a video about Wilder saying his arm was hurt, but what he was trying to do is fool y'all. He was trying to allege that I didn't talk about Wilder and his arm excuse or whatever. His arm was hurt. I cover everything that I can as one person. Look, I'm too good at what I do, man. Look, there's a picture of Wilder with his arm. Deontay Wilder, broken hand, Tyson Fury. I did it the day it broke, 6 days ago. The day after the fight, or a couple days after the fight when it was announced. Stop it. Stop playing with me, man. Step it up. If you're going to catch me, catch me. These dudes think they caught me in I see what you're doing. Why didn't you make a video about Wilder? I'll make a video about whatever. And see, these dudes, that's what I'm saying. These dudes are so emotional. I get paid off of all of this. I don't give a fuck. Wilder, sometimes I just want to make a video for you guys to talk about it. To open up the floodgates of conversation. These dudes are so emotional. Like, I'm not emotionally attached like you guys. I make a video because I get money off of it. To be real. They act like I'm hiding from a controversial topic. I like controversial topics. I like topics that are breaking news. You know why? Because this is my job. I get paid off of this. These dudes act like, so you don't want to talk about Wilder's broken arm, huh? I do, because I get paid off of this. This is how, I don't do anything else. This is what I do full time. So these dudes, that's what I'm saying. These dudes don't even make sense. I make a video about whatever's happening in boxing. Why would I not want to? I want all of the trending topics in boxing, all of what's popular and popping or informative for the fans. These dudes is crazy. Anyway, I said my piece. I might do a vampire stream depending on how I feel. Shout out to y'all. Smash the like button. But it just sucks. Joe Rogan going in on AJ, and what's making it worse is AJ's he's like trying to ignore all of it. And I know he has to hear it, but he's trying to act like he don't feel like it's not bothering him, bro. That it bothers you. That's like being at school and everyone at your school and your grade is mad at you for something. You could try to act like it's not fazing you, but you can't sit with none of no people in your grade. Nobody wants to hang out with you. Nobody wants to talk to that. you can act tough all you want, but that would bother you. So I think Joshua for one should get more vocal. Luis Ortiz keep calling him a chicken and stuff. Like, make a statement. Especially in the heavyweight division, because Wilder wasn't having that. Luis Ortiz was talking about him, and he was like, I will fight you. No, I blessed you. I'm all about adversity, Deontay Wilder was with it. He answered the call. Same thing with Tyson Fury. He answered the call. Do you guys understand Tyson Fury is a G? This dude is a G. That man took 2 light tune-ups and then fought the biggest puncher in boxing and did well for himself. So we'll see how it all plays out. Holla at the kid. We working.